So if you've been following Donald Trump recently, you know that he ignored his own intelligence agencies and defended the crown prince in Khashoggi's murder. You also know that he sent U.S. military troops to the border to defend us against immigrants, and the military also has permission to use lethal force. You also know that he encourages separating families at the border to, quote, get his point across. And you also know that he denies global warming. Like, global warming doesn't exist. Scientists, schmientists, they don't know what they're talking about, right? So the problem is that we are all being shown things. We are all being guided down a path. And on this path, we have free will. We get to decide what we agree with and what we don't agree with. And when we don't agree with things, such as separating families at the border, that's when we get off the couch and rise up and scream and shout and rebel. Well, the thing is everything that we as a nation are being shown about Donald Trump, the divine is looking at us and saying, do you support him now? Okay, here's a little bit more information. Do you support him now? Okay, here's a little bit more information. Do you support him now? And the divine is wondering when the scales are going to tip, when people are going to stop supporting him, if at all, if ever. And he's looking at us and he's taking notes on our free will and our moral compass. And what we are, the information we're taking in and processing, and the conclusions that we are drawing from that information. He's watching our gray matter stirring in our heads, and he's looking at our free will. And I previously made a video called, Do You Regret Voting for Donald Trump? And in that video, I basically told everybody, if you're upset that you voted for Donald Trump, don't beat yourself up, because we had a choice of dark versus dark. So both the Republicans and the Democrats are bought and paid for by wealthy donors. So they don't have the support of the divine. Neither party does. But in that video, I specifically said, don't beat yourself up. Don't blame yourself. On election day, you had a choice of dark versus dark. It's okay if you regret voting for Donald Trump. Well, this video is a little different because I'm not talking about voting for Donald Trump. I'm talking about the people who still support Donald Trump, what he represents, what he stands for, what his goals and objectives are right now. The people that have been shown all these things about him, and they still support him. Now, granted, you are still being given a choice of dark versus dark, because like I said, the divine doesn't support the Democratic Party either. But the problem is you're also looking at the lesser of two evils right now. We have lesser of two evils politics. So if you are seeing all of this stuff about Donald Trump and you are still supporting him, well, universal energies are a harsh referee. It means the law of attraction's kicking in, and because you're supporting a dark entity, you are attracting dark energy to yourself as a soul. Because we command universal energies with our free will decisions, and your free will is such that you are aligning yourself with a person who is being influenced by fear, pride, ego, hate, etc., bigotry, racism. So you are following that energy, and so that energy is what you are attracting to yourself in turn. Because your free will has caused you to become an energetic match for the dark, you're going to have karmic issues. The farmers are an example of that. If you are a farmer who supports Donald Trump and then you end up being negatively affected by the tariffs, that's karma. That is you supporting the dark and then that darkness coming back and hitting you in the face. So, for those of you who don't support Donald Trump, you are being shown things about your friends, families, and colleagues who do still support Donald Trump. How much empathy and compassion do they have towards other people? What are their attitudes? What are their beliefs? What are you being shown about the people around you? You know, what attitude do they have towards immigrants, their children, Mother Earth, high school students who saw their friends get shot, you know, gun control laws? You're being shown things about your friends and family. They're showing you who they are. Everybody thinks that this is some sort of political situation where it's like, the left and the right, they're always fighting each other, huh? No, this is actually light versus dark and good versus evil. You're watching evil take over our country, and you're watching people support that evil taking over our country. And it's a moral issue. It's not just a political debate. You know, you have to sit there and ask yourself, what are your friends aligned with? Because it's a free will decision, and one that they're being held accountable for by universal energies. So free will put them there, and maybe free will put you in a spot where you don't support Donald Trump. You looked at what he was doing, didn't agree with it, and said, no, I'm not supporting this. I don't believe in treating people like this. I believe in global warming. I believe the scientists. I believe Khashoggi was murdered. Oh, look, there. Hi. Okay, they're confirming. Spirit just showed up again. Believes the scientists. Global warming is real. You know, it's not okay to separate families at the border. It's not okay to support the crown prince who's a murderer. It's not okay. And so when your moral alarm clock goes off, guess what? The divine is taking notes on that too. And he's saying, good for you. So what does this mean for you and your friends and your family, colleagues, etc. if you are not supporting Donald Trump and they are? You are not an energetic match for one another. Your free will is aligning you with the light. Their free will is aligning them with the dark. You are not an energetic match for each other anymore. You have lost the support of universal energies in maintaining that relationship. You are considered energetically incompatible, and you're going to start noticing some weird things. Maybe you just don't feel compelled to call them anymore. Maybe you just don't feel compelled to text them anymore. Maybe every time you hang out with them, your gut feels weird. Maybe your opinion of them in general is just in the toilet where you just can't get past it. Maybe you guys argue all the time because it keeps coming up. Or maybe it's just a subject that you guys try to avoid, but it's like an elephant in the room. I've seen romantic relationships break up where the person just wakes up and they're numb. They lost all feeling for their boyfriend or girlfriend. It's like their soul went on strike. Said, I don't want to go out with this person anymore. I don't want to hang out with this person. And the thing is this isn't even nose in the air, snotty judgment. This isn't even judgment. This is you being shown things about the people around you. And unfortunately, it's heartbreaking. It's painful. It's heartbreaking. It's a huge slap across the face to digest this and accept this about people that we love and adore and want to get close to. And maybe you want to call them, but you just don't feel compelled. It's just not there. It's just not deep inside of you. It's just not in your soul. It's just not in your heart. And so you don't pick up the phone. Don't beat yourself up for that either, because that lack of compulsion to reach out to them is probably your higher self going on strike and saying, I don't feel like it. It's like developing a sense of apathy towards that relationship. You're just apathetic about it, where it's just like, I don't really miss them that much. Maybe you do miss them, but you just don't really want to hang out with them. You just can't explain it. The desire isn't there. The draw, the attraction. But I'm telling you, the universe is responding to the fact that your friend is aligned with falsities and you're aligned with the light. Because light and dark don't hang out. They don't hold hands. Light and dark battle each other. They do not hold hands. They don't hang out. They are incompatible energies. They battle each other. Light and dark battle each other over your soul. Light also doesn't help the dark. So, unfortunately, your friends and family, and colleagues, etc., who are supporting Donald Trump still till this day after they've been shown everything, they are attracting negative energy to themselves via the law of attraction. They're an energetic match for the dark because they've aligned themselves with falsities. And the divine is taking notes because their free will put them there. And so they have told the divine that they have lessons to learn about how to treat people, equality, Mother Earth, respecting Mother Earth, etc. So I want you guys to take a closer look. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. And really examine what your friends, family, colleagues, etc. are showing you about themselves. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.